we are struggling with our relationship with food, whether it be we feel guilty when we're eating, or we comfort eat, we overeat, we binge eat, whatever it looks like, when we're going through that, it feels so isolating, and it feels like we're the only ones that's going through it. And we truly believe that this is inherently something wrong with us, that we have a problem. And because it's such an isolating experience, we don't go around to other people and say to other people, hi, my name's this and I struggle with binge eating or comfort eating. And it happens when we struggle and we isolate because we feel like we're the only ones going through it. What happens is, when we go through that process, is we start spiraling and we start judging ourselves. We start feeling very ashamed of our relationship with food. And I say this from experience, we start judging ourselves, and because we want so badly to just stop, we want so badly to, just heal our relationship with food. But the problem with that is, the more that we try, the more that we repeat the habit that we're trying to break. The very habit that we're trying to break actually increases more, because we're trying so damn hard. We're trying to stick to an eating plan. We're trying to not eat the foods that make us binge. We're keeping trigger foods out of the cupboards. Like, happens from there is we then judge ourselves for it. We then think like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? Why am I doing this? Why can't I get my shit together with food? Like, I would literally remember having these thoughts about myself, because I would literally just think like, clearly then this is a motivation issue, or there's just something inherently wrong with me. And I felt like this my whole life. I felt like something just wasn't right in my mind. Like, I just thought, why am I the one that is struggling with this? Why can't I seem to get it together, no matter how hard I tried? And this kind of identity went into other areas of my life as well. Sorry, it's very windy where I am right now. Have that same story about, oh, I never win anything, I never get anywhere, I never succeed, or I never get the promotion, I never get to where I want to be, because I had this story that I was literally operating my life from, that I was the problem and that there was just something wrong with me. I couldn't get my shit together. But I promise you now, and I say this from experience, and I say this because I work with women. I have so many conversations with women who tell me the exact same thing, that they will openly, tell me that I've struggled with this my whole life. I've struggled with binge eating. I've struggled with my relationship with food, or my confidence. I have no confidence whatsoever, and I feel like I can't do the things that I want to do. And it's like a block, but we think that it's just us that's going through it. And I smile from a place of love, because I'm not alone in this, and this is exactly how I felt for so many years. And because I have the same conversations with similar women going through similar things, they all think that they're doing something wrong, that they are wrong, that something in them just hasn't quite landed, hasn't quite worked. And again, that fuels the spiral of shame. It fuels the spiral of guilt. It fuels the spiral of judgment. And then from that place, we push harder, we force ourselves harder, and keep repeating the same behaviors over and over again. So my message to you, if you are relating to any of this, is I promise you, you are not the problem. We have a soul identity. As a human being, you have a soul purpose on this earth. You have a true innate self-worth. You are so worthy at your core just from being alive. And you are not your past, you are not your stories, you are not your habits. They are all just past behaviors. And when we repeat a behavior over and over and over again, it forms patterns, it forms habits. But the problem is, whatever habit we have, we start to merge with it, and we start to identify with that habit, and we start to think that that is inherently something about us at our core, something about us as a person on an identity level. But the truth is, you're not. You were not born doing your habit. You were not born struggling with your relationship with food. Know that you are separate from your habits. You are separate from your identity of struggling with food or struggling with binge eating, overeating, whatever it may be, struggling with confidence, feeling like you're a failure. And the only reason why you feel like that is because you have past experiences to prove to your brain. You think about all those past times that you've overeaten, or those past times that you failed when you wanted to do something. And the more that we think about those, the more it confirms to our brain that, yep, that's exactly who you are. All these times in the past that you failed, or you said that you was going to do this and you didn't do it, you didn't follow through. Just know that they are stories, and the more that we latch on to those, the more that perpetuates that self-identity. And whoever we believe that we are on an identity level is exactly how we will show up in the world. We always act in accordance to who we think we are, and this is why so much of the work that I do with my clients is the mindset, our identity, who we think we are. I was able to break out of this compulsive binge eating behavior that I'd had for so many years that felt like it was an out of body experience, that's something I couldn't control. Able to shift my identity into the person that I am now. It's only through doing the deep inner work that's when things start to shift. That's when we can literally who the person that we desire to be, not from a place of we're trying to change who we are, but just change our habits, change who we are at an identity level, so that we start living out the behaviors, the lifestyle, the person we want to become. Because let's face it, if we're struggling with our relationship with food, we're struggling with binge eating, compulsive overeating, whatever it may be, or lack of confidence, we're not showing up as the version of you that you want to be. Showing up from a restricted place. I always knew that when I was struggling, it was like I was operating and living my life from a very limited place from where I knew I was capable and wanted to be. I felt inherently like I was wasting my life and wasting my potential on this habit, that I was like, I was born so much more than this, than being stuck in this repeated habit. And of course, like, I'm out the other side now, but I want to say this from a place of, if I can do it, so can you. So I just wanted to close out this video because for some reason the rest of the clip seemed to have disappeared, so I wanted to close out this video properly. And in that, if you right now are struggling and right now it feels like it's never ending, maybe you're just questioning what is wrong with you, why can't you get this together, I totally relate, because I have been there. I spent many years feeling the exact same way, and the women that I work with also feel the exact same way when they first start working with me. But please know that you are not alone, and how you are feeling it's completely normal to feel those feelings. And these are all very much our stories, our identity, and we get so attached to those stories and those identities that we just keep spiraling into them, and we keep playing them over and over again. And we, like what I was saying before, we convince ourselves that there is something wrong with us. And it's when we detach from those stories, that's when we realize, oh my God, I have power. I have the freedom to actually choose who I show up as, and I have the freedom to break out of those habits. They feel very compulsive and they feel like they're part of our personality. Lots of other things that we also need to take into account, like our nutrition, and make sure that we're feeding our bodies and things like that. But a lot of this work is detaching from all of those stories. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that there anyway, but I hope that this video has been helpful for you. If you would like me to film any future types of videos, please let me know. Equally, if you'd like to know more about how to work with me one-on-one, I will link all my details in the description box below so you can check those out. Like this video, subscribe if you'd like to see more, comment below any videos you'd like me to film, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.